Maritime tensions are running high in West Asia after an oil tanker managed by Israeli billionaire was hit by a drone attack last month. Iran has now been isolated over the attack it denied any involvement in. Foreign ministers from G7 nations have issued a joint statement asserting that Iran was behind the deadly attack. The foreign ministers of Britain, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan and the US have said in the statement that all available evidence clearly points to Iran and that the deliberate and targeted attack was a clear violation of international law. There is no justification for this attack. Calling on Tehran to stop all activities inconsistent with UN Security Council resolutions, the G7 ministers also said that Iran's behavior alongside its support to proxy forces and non-state armed actors threatens international peace and security. Meanwhile, the US military has released details of the explosive drone and said that it was produced in Iran. The US Central Command released the results of its initial probe and said the remnants of the drone indicated it was made in Iran. CENTCOM said 3 one-way drones laden with explosives were used in the attack, but the first 2 failed to strike the ship and plunged into the sea. Remnants of one of those were retrieved by the investigators. The third drone struck the ship, exploding and leaving a 6-foot hole in the ceiling of the bridge.
Yes, U.S. Central Command issued a statement on the investigation into the July 30th unmanned aerial vehicle attack on the motor tanker Mercer Street. We concluded that U.S. and it was noted in the statement, I should say, based on evidence that this UAV was produced in Iran. This comes as the G7 foreign ministers of Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the United Kingdom, and the United States, and the High Representative of the European Union issued a statement standing united in our commitment to maritime security and the protection of commercial shipping.
This is the latest in a series of attacks in that territory. The Mercer Street is an oil products tanker operated by Israeli-controlled Zodiac Maritime, which was traveling from Tanzania to the UAE with no cargo aboard when it was struck. Israel has aggressively called out Iran for attacking the oil tanker. Israel's Prime Minister Naftali Bennett said there was evidence proving that Iran was behind the attack, warning that his country could send a message in retaliation. But Iran has strongly denied having any link to the attack on Mercer Street. European countries and the US renewed their accusations at a closed-door Security Council meeting at the UN headquarters in New York, where the British ambassador to the UN, Barbara Woodward, said the door for diplomacy and dialogue remains open, but if Iran chooses to not take that route, then we would seek to hold Iran to account and apply a cost to that. As pressure mounts on Tehran, the UN Security Council has also agreed to discuss the incident next week. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.